And we are going live. The Power of God with Shonte Washington. Being perfect continued from yesterday on today. Today is Thursday. This is part 2 of being perfect. We're introducing freedom from the night tales of the supernatural. Oops, look at that. Malfunctioning already. Lordy. And I just got started. Anyway, let's continue right after this. Hello and welcome back. And my hello and welcome back. This is Shonte. And this is um, The Power of God with your host, Shonte Washington. And today we're talking about being perfect. As I continued from yesterday, I'm consistently having video issues, but hey, this is as good as it gets. But I gotta get the word out some kind of way. So this is the best way that I can do it with all technical problems and all. Okay. So um I may not be the best at this like others, but I'm the best at what I know what to do. Okay. So um let's get right on into this. So today is about being perfect. As I stated yesterday, I got to talking about how this here, the bodysuit, that would be the shadow. This part here will be the dark side. And as you're looking with those two eyes, that is the only thing that you're looking. If that's the only thing that you're looking with, then you are only looking into the dark side of you. You're not really allowing your full potential of yourself to be demonstrated. You're limiting yourself basically. Um, Yesterday I spoke about the peace that surpasses all understanding is ultimate the ultimate um, solution to being perfect. Peace. Peace is the ultimate solution to being perfect. Peace is the ultimate solution to being perfect. I hope I was still heard, even though I just was doing something. Anyway, so yesterday I spoke about peace being the ultimate solution to being perfect. And today we're going to continue that. So again, as I wrote in my notes, because as the Father give it to me, I write it down, and it's normally early in the morning, but being that there are other things that I do in the morning, I hurry up and write that down, and then come on here when I can. Some days I get overtaken by some things, but we gonna work on that, okay? we're going to work on that. But overall, this is what I want to say. What I want to say is that peace is the solution to all problems that's pertaining to being perfect. Okay, and God didn't bring peace for us to be stuck or to stand still. That's not peace. God brought peace to take the stirring up of that has come from the outside and went in at the gate of our body on the inside. God didn't bring peace so that that can continue. God brought peace so that he can stir the stirrer up and cast the stirrer up out of there. Okay. He wants to take the stirrer, the person who stirred you up and went inside before you did. He wants to get that stirrer person, place, or thing up out of you. He doesn't want that in there because that doesn't belong in there. You do. Okay? That's who you are. You were spirit first before you even came down and was placed in the human body that was in your mother's womb. You were spirit first. So peace, it is you only going in at the gate and staying still there. And as God comes to separate the without of you from the within at the gate, you don't get hurt or anything in the process. Okay? You don't get hurt or anything in the process of God bringing down the peace that surpasses all of our understanding. And the peace is that God brings the sword, the two edge of the sword comes down and he's separating things. He's separating the things that need to be separated from you, that you brought into you, unaware of. You didn't know what that was, and you didn't know that it even took place. But it did. It stirred you up. Okay? And then it went in. And you never know where you picked it up from. You just never know. All you know is you're operating out of something on the without, which is this part, this body. And now that that is God's perfection, okay, for your life. Okay, once he brings down the two edge of the sword, that's now his perfection for our lives. Perfect is peace, and peace is perfect. You may not understand that, but perfect is peace, and peace is perfect. And with that, you are only in the world. You're in the world and not. And you will walk perfect on the earth all the days of your life if you stay still where you're at. Because God will give to you according to your works. Okay? God will give to you according to your works. He will only give to you according to your works. So do know that whatever it is that you are working up, God will give to you according to that. whatever the works that you have done, whatever that may be, if you're still doing that, still, like it says in Revelation, it says, if you're holy, still be holy. If you're righteous, still be righteous. If you're filthy, still be filthy. You understand? That way, when God comes to slice and cut stuff, you won't be cast away. You won't have a problem. It won't be a problem when he comes down and do what he needs to do. And you can be able to see what's really going on. If you on that side and you stay on that side, or you on this side and you stay on this side, whichever side you stay on, you get a chance to see what, once God bring down the two edges of the sword, what's really going on. And then you then can decide which side you want to be on. But you can't be on this side and that side, meaning one foot on that side and one foot on the other side, because you will get hurt. Can't do that. Can't be double-minded. So, whatever the works that you have done, again, and not what nobody else has done to you, he's not going to worry about what somebody else did to you. We keep thinking about, we're the ones that think about what somebody else has done to us, and then we go off of that and start reacting to what they do to us. We're the ones that do that. And when we're doing that, we're causing a stirring up of um of ourselves. Once they stir us up, then we're continuing out that act of what our enemies have done. And it's not really like they're our enemies. When we really think about it, it's not really like they're our enemies. It's almost like they're our friend, because they are people that we know. They are people that we entertained. They are places that we've been. They are places that we entertain. And now it is now time to let them go. And the Bible uses them or they. And I spoke about this in another video about the them and they and their. Okay. It's used for a reason. But whatever the works that you have done, he will add unto you in that. Because that's what you love. Whatever works you do and you continue in that still, that's what you love. That's something that you love to do because you've grown a habit of doing it. But while you're still yet over there doing that, stay over there, because God is about to show you something. And he wants you to be alert when he does it. So don't be in one way and then in another way. You can't be in both places at the same time. You got to be either over here or over there. So when God do the cutting, you can see. You can not even see with these two eyes, but you will notice, because God has placed you in a spot where you'll notice things happening around you. Even if you are pure evil, you'll be able to notice things, not with these two eyes, but you will notice things spiritually as they are happening. And this is because God only came to bring the peace, which is the perfection, the perfect, the peace that surpasses all understanding is the perfect. And not our definition of peace. Okay. We think that peace means that we supposed to just quietly um enjoy our lives in such a way. That's our peace. But how can you even enjoy your life if something don't take place so that you can be able to notice everything that's good before your eyes without even looking at it? It'll just pop up on the inside of you, and you will know. you know that's a feeling. Not mean that's not a feeling, but that's something that you want to see there. The noticing things, not the all eye seeing thing, the all eye seeing thing, which is what they talk about, the all seeing eye. You don't want to, this here, the all seeing eyes, you don't need that. But the noticed, that's inside. You get a chance to notice as God go about doing what he needs to do. Because he says that his disciples was supposed to stay up at the mountain. They supposed to stay up while he go pray. So that's something that we are supposed to do as well. We are to stay woke. We can't go to sleep. And it don't mean literally. Everything somebody says sometimes doesn't mean literally. And a lot of people just put so much into somebody's words, and it doesn't mean literally, which is why a lot of people need to go and pray and read the Bible for themselves. Everybody needs to do that so that you can understand that the words that people say, stop taking it personal. Because if you take it personal, you're going you're going to really mess yourself up. Okay? You're going to really mess yourself up. You can't take every word personal. You can't. It's not to be taken personal. So when God talk about peace, he's not talking about our definition of peace, but his. Okay? His peace. His peace, we will never understand his peace. And that peace it separates the false us from going at the gate, okay, and bringing in and a disturbance. His peace stops that. Okay, he doesn't want that going into us, that disturbance. Okay, he doesn't want the disturbance going into us. So therefore, he will stop it at the gate from entering into us. His two edge of the sword that stops it. You know, the friends that friends us to be let in to us, because that's what the opposite does. The person, that thing, them, that's what they do. That whatever that is, once you're working it up and unaware that you're working it up, and that's if you're in two sides, you're in double-minded, meaning you're in one side and you in the other side, and you got your feet on one side, the dark side, and you got your feet in on the other side, which is the inner parts of yourself. That's what's stopping a lot of us to to go further into the subject. That's what's stopping us from going in. Those things that are friending us supposedly, and we're unaware of what it really brings into our lives. The true nature of ourselves is on the inside. And I will say, the frenemies, they always want access in on the inside of us. Always, no matter what they do. If they are stirring you up, causing a shake, if they are stirring you up, causing a shake, they have went in there to you. They have went inside to you. So why don't you understand how that us is the truth, and you are needed there. Okay, the true us is on the inside, and you are needed in there. You need to be what they call present. You have to be present because you're needed on the inside. This bodysuit doesn't dictate who you really are. It does not. It has undergone a lot of things in life, but it does not dictate who you really are. A lot of people define themselves as this bodysuit, and they never really know who they really are in the earth. And this is due to the invading of you. You'll be there if you're present in the inside of you. You'll be able to kick them out, whoever's in there. You'll be able to kick them out because you're staying still there. And again, you'll be able to kick them out because you will never find peace there in the without, which is this dark side, which is this flesh, which is our body. So if you stand still there and never waver, then all is perfect. And if you're saying over and over again, I'm not perfect, you're looking to see something from the without. And you have not gone in yet. And do know you're rebuking God. Okay? When you say that you're not perfect, and God spent all his time doing all he can to do the things that he needed to do. He spent all this time taking down all kind of enemies that could have stirred up sickness, that could have stirred up death, that could have stirred up a disease. He cast down so many things to keep you still breathing, to keep you still on the earth, to keep you still in this part of your life, living, breathing, air still going in and out of your lungs. It may not look the way you want it to look, but he did that. And just because you can't feel it the way you wanted to feel it, God did that. You're still here. You're still here. But if you continue to look on the outside of you for answers, it's almost like you're rebuking God. And God cannot be rebuked. He just can't. So if you're looking for a sign to see with the two eyes, a sign from the outside of your body, by doing this, and all that you like to do on the without, because maybe you may be bored, you may feel bored, you may feel tired, you may feel some type of way, all because of your feelings on the outside. You want to see a sign. So you want to see it. If you can't see it, then you don't believe it. It's so. But it is so. And this is breaking news for you. Even for those out there that don't understand, you will. You will come to know that this body, your body, cannot dictate what God has done for you every single day, every moment that you're on the face of this earth. And then you stay still there, either way, in the without, or if you stand still on the inside, or whatever it may be, God can come down and place the two edges of the sword, and you will notice it. You will notice it, and you will decide then what you need to do. Okay? And then and so this is the thing. If you keep on asking for a sign, and anybody that keeps saying, I'm not perfect, I'm not perfect, that is the person saying, I'm looking for a sign. I want to see a sign. I want to see a sign. If you want to see a sign instead of noticing what God has done for you every single day, well, guess what? You're going to add on to you that sign. Okay? And it's going to be stirred up on the without, which is on your flesh. You're going to see what you become. And it's not going to be in what God said according to the Bible. You're not going to be an overcomer. You're going to become something based off of what you want to see, because you keep saying you're not perfect. When God perfects you every single day, when he takes away the enemy plots and the enemy plans for your life, causing you death, sickness, and disease. If you are still alive, God did that. He did it. That's perfect work there. That work is perfect. This here does not tell us that we're perfect. I'm not only this. This is not only me. I am spirit. And whatever spirit say for me to do in the spirit of God, okay? Whatever spirit says for me to do, the spirit of God, I must do it. Because anytime that I get into this bodysuit and get so weary and frustrated and in fear and anxiety and then depressed, all stuck in here, in this flesh, in this shadow, in this here dark side, I'll get lost. I'll move further and further away from where I'm supposed to be. And that is with God. And if you're getting further and further away from, because somebody's stirring you up and you get further and further away from God, you are considered lost. I said that. before. You are considered lost. And if you are lost, how then can you even know who God is? You mixed up in the becoming, the sign that you keep wanting to look for on the outside. And it's not about that. It's about God bringing his peace and about you standing right there beside him, noticing all the things he has done. But again, if you own the without, the only signs that you'll get because you're building this thing up on the outside here, the only signs you'll see is the becoming. And what will become of you is you becoming a dog, you becoming that sorcerer, and you becoming that whoremonger, and you becoming that murderer, and you becoming that idolater because of the love for it done by your works. You stand still there and not going in. And this makes you, once you are all out there and you lost in all of that, becoming, which is the sign that you're looking for with the two eyes. And you ain't sitting back and noticing and relaxing and noticing that God has given you everything that you need for the steps that you need to take. Then once you are lost in all of that becoming, because you're on the outside, without the body, the flesh, the darkness, the shadow, because the flesh is deep. So that means it's a shadow. You are, once you lost, everything that you do becomes a lie. You become a lie. And every time you come up with something to continue to live in that lie, and it's called excuses. You begin living a lie and being a lie and living there makes you be against the commandments of God. Okay? Being in a lie, living in a lie, okay, allows it puts you against God's commandments. And in order to go in at the gate and stay there in the inside, you have to keep the commandments. You have to keep them. If you work up something else, then uh it's actually presumed as you love it, right? Because automatically, if you consistently doing something, obviously you love it. Even if you love to hate something, even if you love to hate doing something, like when women always call themselves a bee, or men always say they a dog, or they always say, "Hey, I act like this. This is how I am." Obviously, you love it, because if you consistently doing it, you are loving it, and then that means that you're loving being in a lie and not withholding to God's commandments. You don't like doing that. You don't love that. And the love of that will still be there without you adding lie upon lie upon lie unto you. It'll be a never ending story. Okay? It'll be a never ending story. So if you're still there in or of something, their works is the same as your love. And if you're consistent in it, meaning you're committed to doing it, or you're still in being in it, like in being unjust, then God says to let you be unjust. Okay? If you're into being unjust, let you be unjust. And if you're filthy, like I said at first, let you be filthy still. And if you're righteous, let you be righteous still. And if you're holy, let you be holy still. And when God moves, he moves quickly. Do know that. Do know that when God moves, he moves quickly. And his reward is with you. I mean, his reward is with him. I'm sorry, not with you. His reward is with him to give to every man according to his works. That's it. And whatever that works is, that it shall be. And the reason this is because whatever you're working up, you're becoming. And whatever you have become, obviously, you love. And whatever you begin, and you're still standing there at the end of that works, we should understand that God is the Alpha and the Omega. Okay. God is the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. This is the things we should understand. That God is the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. Meaning he don't belong with you. You belong with him. You got to let go of old patterns. You got to let go of old patterns and go and build, meaning work up new things by the keeping of the commandments and the works thereof. Okay? You got to be able to do that. You got to be able to keep God's commandments because he moves quickly. He moves fast. He don't waste no time. God is Alpha and Omega, the beginning and end. Do you know what that means? The first and the last. Excuse me. Meaning that whatever you begin, whatever work you begin, at the end of that, God's still gonna be there. And he's seen what you did from beginning to the end. From at first, when you did this at first, and then you switched it up at the end and the last. So do know that the last, he's gonna make that first. And he gonna deal with that. He gonna deal, whatever you did last, he gonna make that first. He gonna deal with the last part of the things that you did. He gonna deal with whatever you did last. It don't matter what you did first. That's what you did first. He was there. He saw it. He ain't missed nothing. God didn't miss that. He saw the works that you worked up. And it was in it, whatever it ended with, he right there. The last will be first. He's looking at whatever you did last first. That ending is what he looked at. And so he's going to take whatever you did at the end and he's going to do whatever it is he needs to do to add. unto that. It's going to be tempting, okay? Temptation will come if you do not succumb to overcoming instead of becoming something. If you don't succumb to overcoming and being with the commandments, whatever you do at the end, that's what he gonna look at first. Because he said the first will be last. He said the last will be first and the first will be last. Okay? He ain't looking at he looking at what you did first, but that he looking at that end part first. He gonna look at that first. And then he gonna look at what you did at first. That's gonna be last. So basically, we got to watch out every step that we make because God is looking at that and he's adding on to us what he think we love. Because when I was a kid, people used to tell me, well, God will give whatever he'll give to his children, whatever we love. But that tells you that he's given to you whatever you love. Watch your step, children of God. It's not about what you see. It's about being an overcomer. And the only way you can overcome tongues, temptation in the mind, nations, kings, kingdoms, lords, gods. The only way you can overcome these things is if you keep God's commandments from the beginning to the end. So watch out what you're doing. Every step, every step. Even if you make a mistake, even if you make a mistake in the middle of it, you better get back up. Try it again. Get back up and try again. Because that's the only thing that perfect means. Perfect is that we are willing to keep the commandments over and over and over again, no matter what the mistakes may be. We keeping them commandments. And that way, when God moved quickly, he only moving quickly to move some things out your way and not to move you with it. So stay tuned for more. Stay blessed. And I also have more to say. I will see you tomorrow. And may you just have a continuing life, living life. Okay? And that love life. Not here. This bodysuit, it ain't even begin to live yet. It's got so much stuff going on in it. But in the spiritual realm, love life there. And everything that you love showing on that side, it will be added to you. Okay? So, stay blessed. Peace.